the Saiyans have arrived on Earth, and are now trying to use Goku to fight Frieza. Will this plan even work, and more importantly, will Goku even agree to it fully? We'll be seeing all that and more in this third part of What If Goku Was Like Broly. Thankfully, the Saiyans don't antagonize Goku too much considering his power, but they detest a low-class warrior being that powerful. Something weird is going on here, particularly Nappa and Vegeta are feeling this. Keep in mind, none of them are good or on Goku's side. They're not attacking him because they plan to use him, but they welcome him to fight. They do want to test out his power to see if he's actually as strong as they thought. All Vegeta and Nappa know right now is what Raditz had told them, and they asked to see a display of his full power, so he does show off Wrathful, and they see he truly is that powerful. They weren't misreading the situation, and Raditz wasn't embellishing anything. This low-class Saiyan somehow is that powerful. Now they have to try and convince him to be on their side and fight Frieza, which will be a bit tough, but there are some things working in their favor. For one, Goku is still a bit cockier than normal. He's a good, pure-hearted guy, but he's also ready for any challenge because he feels he's unstoppable. Plus, he hasn't really had a great challenge in a while, so he's up for a fight like this. Roshi, Korin, King Kai, and even Kami to an extent have all tried to correct this part of him. And sure, he's developed a bit, but this has been a problem throughout Goku's whole life here. He's grown up only knowing victory. Again, this isn't to imply he's a bad-natured person at all. He just basically feels unstoppable. But mostly he's always looking for a challenge because it's so hard to find a challenge like that. He thought fighting Raditz would maybe be interesting, but no. Even when Raditz became a great ape, that wasn't a challenge at all. And Vegeta wonders if Kakarot could actually do this. He probably can. This level of power is unheard of, and it's so weird that it's coming from a low-class Saiyan. So they have to try and start convincing Goku. They tell him all about Frieza. And they also make up some lies and say he's going to attack Earth eventually because now that they've come here, it's on his radar. That part may actually be true, but they don't really have any way to know. They're kind of just making stuff up right now. So that'll entice him to fight earlier on because it'll be better than having him come to Earth. Although it makes Goku wonder, well, if he's going to come here anyways, why not wait for him to come here? Like, what if they leave and he shows up on Earth? Wouldn't that be even worse for him? So Vegeta and Nappa make up something. Well, if Frieza comes to Earth, first it's going to be his army that comes here, and they're going to have to fight a bunch of people at once. And even with his great power, it's going to be hundreds of people at once that he's going to have to fight. Probably spread out across the entire planet. It might put his friends and family at risk without him knowing it. If they attack now, they'll know that they're fighting Frieza and just Frieza. Plus, if Kakarot agrees to this, Vegeta says they'll fight the rest of the soldiers themselves. Kakarot could just have a 1v1 with Frieza, with nothing held back. He could have the greatest fight of his life. They're trying to appeal more to his selfish side, as well as the fact that he's still a battle-loving Saiyan. Goku obviously thinks it's a bit dangerous, and he has known Raditz for about a year now, but still, it's not like he could fully trust this group. He doesn't even fully trust Raditz either. It takes a lot of convincing, and a lot of lying as well. And from what Goku's hearing, this sounds like a good idea. First of all, what they're saying about Frieza coming to Earth might be correct, and if Frieza really is that strong, he doesn't want his friends being put at risk because of that. When Goku's discussing with the rest of his friends, Krillin does worry that he's going to be stuck out there, but Goku thinks he'll be fine. He could find his way back to Earth, especially with help from King Kai, and the other Saiyans don't know about that. He knows they're kind of embellishing things a bit. For all he knows, maybe he's being led into a trap, but the thought of that really excites him. For once, he might actually have a challenge that he could face. At the very least, he knows they're telling the truth about Frieza because even King Kai confirmed it. Frieza really is that strong. And he makes sure to run this by King Kai as well. King Kai can't say for certain if what they're saying is true, especially the part about Frieza maybe coming to Earth. But now that Goku mentions that, King Kai thinks it is a possibility. So maybe it would be better if he stopped Frieza outright. But he does warn Goku. Despite his great power, Frieza is really strong. Personally, he thinks Goku should prepare and just not go out and fight Frieza right now. There is actually the risk of Frieza coming to Earth, but going out to space to fight him? That's even riskier because they don't know what to expect out there. For all they know, the Saiyans might just kidnap Goku and keep him out in space. But again, Goku's not really too concerned. If Frieza's the biggest threat, that's all he really needs to worry about. He's confident he can make it back. He'll defeat them easily, take a ship, and he'll rely on King Kai for help. King Kai kinda hates that he's being treated like Google Maps here, but he could also tell at this point that he can't stop Goku. He really wants to do this. That cocky part of his nature's coming to light. Goku isn't stupid. He realizes what they're trying to do here. He knows that, to some extent, they're trying to use him. But he could use that to his advantage too. He could have some fun in fighting Frieza. And if things go bad, he thinks he can handle himself. He says goodbye to all his friends. He'll be back soon. And just in case, he even brings Senzu beans with him. Just for himself, not the other Saiyans. So he departs with them. Vegeta says he'll set up a meeting with Frieza somewhere. At the very least, they could try and find out where he's going to be, and then just intercept. Vegeta views Kakarot as their ultimate weapon. He still has no clue what's going on with him, but he assumes he's some sort of mutant Saiyan of some kind. That wrathful form that he uses? Vegeta can't tell for sure, but it appears to be the power of a great ape. Although it makes him wonder if Kakarot is some sort of legend. There's so many rumors in Saiyan history, and maybe Kakarot is something like that. But also he wonders about Kakarot's son. Before leaving, Goku of course said goodbye to his family as well. and the other Saiyans briefly saw Gohan. Goku promised Gohan he'll be back soon. Vegeta and Nappa wonder if Gohan has that same type of strength, or maybe if it's even greater. He is a hybrid Saiyan after all, they've never really seen anything like that before. Who knows what he's capable of? More importantly, who knows what Goku's capable of? Once they figure out where Kakarot's power comes from, they're definitely going to come back here and see what Gohan's capable of. The Saiyans think Goku should take his old space pod, they'll even fix it up if they could find it. He didn't even realize that was here, but instead they just take Kami's ship. This way they could travel faster and train some more. Those attack balls are slower and they can't train together. Plus, by doing this, Goku knows how to fly the ship back if he needs to. Goku packs up their ships in capsules, because he's probably going to end up leaving them on their own at some point. He'll at least make sure they have their ships with them. Along the way, Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz discuss more. Nappa isn't really sure of what to think. Raditz got to know Goku more. He definitely doesn't have the mind of a Saiyan, but he's powerful. That's what irks Nappa the most. How is he so kind-hearted, but also the most brutal warrior of any of them? Or at least, he has the potential to be the most brutal warrior. It's so strange, his strength seems to come from anger. But he doesn't fight like a monster. What Raditz finds so weird is that he's a low-class warrior like him. He's his brother, and Raditz doesn't have any of this potential, nor did his parents. And he is pretty jealous. Why does his younger brother have to be stronger than him? Vegeta also doesn't like to rely on this because he'd rather deal with Frieza alone, but this way, they get Frieza out of their hair. And who knows, maybe they'll actually have a great ally along their side now. He kinda doubts that Kakarot's gonna join them willingly later on, but maybe they could find other ways to use him. They don't know that Goku knows they're using him, so they're gonna try and manipulate him more. Especially because he might also be a liability. Who knows if he'll turn on them as well? Especially with that type of power, even with the control he has in it, what if he loses control? Eventually they arrive on a base of operations. Frieza's not here just at the moment, but Vegeta knows a way to draw Frieza out. He starts causing chaos around the base, basically starting an uprising. Raditz and Nappa join in having a lot of fun. Goku's already not liking this a lot. At some points, some soldiers try to attack him, and he just non-lethally deals with them. He's not here for an uprising, he was just here to fight Frieza. But this uprising is meant to bring Frieza out, and up close Goku gets to see the cruelty of the Saiyans around him. Even after that time on Earth, it doesn't feel like Raditz has changed much, which he didn't really expect in the first place. Frieza shows up on the planet. He's already been told who's here causing chaos, and he heard there's an extra Saiyan alongside them. He doesn't fight with Vegeta, Nappa, or Raditz. They direct Frieza to Goku. They say he started all of this. Sure, they're on his side and they brought him here, but they want to make sure Frieza's aggression is targeted towards Kakarot, so he fights him one-on-one. Frieza can instantly recognize that hairstyle too. He looks like that Saiyan that stood up against him all those years ago. Weirdly enough, he's apparently Raditz's brother as well, which kinda makes him laugh. Raditz is just a low-class warrior and he's not that strong. He's the weakest of the three Saiyans. Raditz almost speaks up and tries to correct this because by now he's actually stronger than Nappa. But he bites his tongue because that not only will piss Frieza off, but probably Nappa too. No point in correcting him. The Saiyans watch just trying not to laugh the whole time because Frieza keeps talking a big game, but they know Goku's gonna beat him. Frieza begins fighting Goku in his first form, and Goku is really underwhelmed. He goes into his second form, and it's the same case there. In his third form, he starts gaining some ground, but Goku shows even more strength, showing off his full power in base. Goku really hopes Frieza has more power locked away. He's getting really bored now, and it's kind of a shame. He came all the way out here just for this. This of course makes Frieza really angry because Goku's mocking him, and Goku honestly doesn't mean to do that. But he can tell just by the way Goku's fighting that he's not taking this seriously. Which also kind of scares Frieza a bit too, because why is a low-class Saiyan this strong? A thought passes his mind, he might be the Super Saiyan of legend, but that doesn't seem to be the case. This appears to be his full strength, and as far as he knows, Saiyans can't transform into anything besides great apes. And this Saiyan doesn't even have a tail. Frieza's confident that in his final form he could win this. Once he goes into his final form, he actually is a challenge for Goku. In his final form, at 50%, his power is 60 million. At first, Goku's actually struggling a bit, which he likes. It's been so long since he's faced this. He's never had a challenge like this, not in a while at least. So he doesn't even transform, he fights like this for a bit. He gives himself a handicap just to have some sort of fun here. He loves fighting, but he's lost so much of the thrill of it because he always has to hold back so much. Even here he's doing that. But this is great, this trip was definitely worth it, and he loves that he gets to test his power once more. And amidst this fight, he's actually been using Kaioken. It's something he never really uses because Wrathful's better, but again, he's trying to handicap himself to have some fun here. And he really is having fun. It stresses his body, but also evens the fight out. And he can tell Frieza's also holding back, so he lets Frieza power up even further. He makes it seem like he's going to lose, so he tells Frieza if he's going to lose here, he wants it to be against Frieza's full power. So Frieza obliges. He'll at least give this monkey a dignifying death, even though he doesn't really deserve it. He's feeling gracious now that he's ahead again. Frieza's now at 100%, and now Goku decides to go all out. He jumps into Wrathful. And of course, Goku hiding this just angers Frieza even more. But Goku did miscalculate something here. Frieza does have an advantage. He's far more durable than Goku. He could take a much more severe beating. Although for Goku, he does grow during battle. He adapts really quickly because he's just that great of a fighter. But also him being like Broly kind of helps there a bit too. Not to mention the fact that if he's enraged, he grows even further. He's running out of steam a little bit because of using Kaioken before, but it really doesn't matter to him. But there's another miscalculation. His cockiness made him take this fight too lightly. He's never met Frieza before, and he's heard all the things about him, but he underestimates how cruel Frieza really is. Frieza starts to get into Goku's head. He's from planet Earth, isn't he? This shocks Goku a bit because how did Frieza know that? He knew the Saiyans were probably planning against him, and he knew they found a strong ally on Earth, but he didn't really think anything of it because Goku didn't seem to be anywhere close to Frieza's level. Defeating Raditz isn't really a big deal to him. However, he did make sure to go over the clips. Frieza promises Goku that once he finishes this fight, he'll go to Earth and take it over himself. Although he does know there's another Saiyan there. What was his name again? Gohan, isn't it? That's a name he heard over the scouter. Didn't Raditz try to kidnap him? Raditz was smart to turn off the scouter after their battle, but Frieza still got plenty of great info before. He heard Goku talking to his friends, and even shouting their names at some points. He tries to remember the other names. He heard Bulma and Krillin too, and judging by Goku's reaction, that name Gohan, that's the name of his son, isn't it? A hybrid Saiyan. Well, he has to make sure the Saiyans are fully extinct. So after killing all of them here, he's going to Earth. And before doing anything else on Earth, he'll make it his priority to kill Gohan first. He doesn't even know who this kid is, but he'll take pride in the fact that he's killing the very last Saiyan in existence. And he'll make sure to let Gohan know that it's his father's fault. And even though the scouter only picked up a few things and it was pretty spotty, still, it gave Frieza more than enough info. Goku didn't expect to hear anything like this before. It seems what the Saiyan said were true. Frieza does know about Earth, and he didn't realize Frieza knew this much. Frieza's trying to get into Goku's head here and make him angrier, just so he slips up during battle. But it does have an unintended side effect. He doesn't know what Goku's true nature's like. He doesn't know where Goku's power comes from. He was hoping that by making Goku angry, he'd be able to exploit that during the battle. But Goku's now feeling something he hasn't felt in a while. This is the first time basically ever that Goku's facing actual challenge. His cockiness did get the better of him, and while the battle is even right now and he does have the chance to win, still it's the first time he's faced a risk in a battle like this. But also this guy's directly threatening to kill his friends and family. And the craziest part is, he actually could probably do that. He has the power and the resources. Plus, Goku's in Wrathful right now, so he's already in kind of a volatile state, even though he can't control the form. All of this mixed together makes this feel like a real threat to Goku, and it pushes him over the edge. The thing he's feeling right now is immense rage, to a level that he's never felt before, at least not since Krillin was killed. But combined with the fact that he's already not in a great state, and the fact that he's actually being pushed by Frieza, well, it causes something to snap within him. Raditz, Nappa, and Vegeta see the same thing Goku's friend saw a while ago when Krillin died. Goku's hair starts flashing a different color, and his power starts increasing dramatically. He's losing control of it, which is weird for the Saiyans because they never saw him lose complete control. Frieza throws a punch, and Goku catches it. Frieza tries to draw his hand back, but he can't. Goku's grip on Frieza's hand tightens, and his hand is crushed. His hair starts glowing a golden color, and his aura shifts to a completely golden one too. But Frieza watches up close as Goku's eyes change as well. They become more of a bluish-green color briefly, but then his eyes become completely white. His aura that explodes, destroying everything around them, sending the Saiyans flying through the air and Frieza too. Goku's floating there above them, indiscriminately launching Ki Blast out in every direction. But the Saiyans can kinda see what's going on from the ground below. He's transformed into something else. Goku has become a Super Saiyan, and he has no control whatsoever. With that, we leave off here for now. What did you guys think about this part, and what's going to happen next? Leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. I'd love to see what you think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps out the channel and it shows me you want to see more like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.